Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 321 Showcasing the Space Coast. I'm here, Henry Mims with England Bokers, and I'm here with Savannah of Grace Giving Goods. As you can see, we have all these things, and I've tried a few, and let me tell you, oh my God. But before we get into all that, I just want to kind of welcome Savannah. Savannah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. I see that we've got all this here, and obviously that's what we're here for. But more importantly, where did you come from? How did all this start? Like, what inspired you?
Okay, so my name's Savannah Ragsdale. I'm 25. I live in Titusville. I operate Grace Giving Goods out of my home. It started, I was a registered nurse. I'm just not practicing right now. I got pregnant and wanted to stay home with my baby. So I was trying to find a way to meet our financial needs, so I decided to start a little business. I started cooking during COVID, and I got pretty good at it,
Right.
my family says. So I decided to start making a bunch of different kinds of goods, like jams and fruit butters, stuff like that,
Right.
and just sell it. And we launched at the end of July, and it just kind of has grown from there.
And that's actually kind of how I found you. Was I'd noticed little things popping up from other people, other small businesses, and kind of throwing you guys out there. And it kind of caught my eye at first. I didn't bite, but it kind of caught my eye. And then I noticed it more and more. And then I noticed the mission. Could you actually put out a post that got shared by a few of the people that I know, local small businesses as well, where it talked about what the whole reason behind Grace Giving Goods is. Why? And kind of like you and your husband in the field. Yeah, so that's what caught my eye, and that's when I said, hey, and after I saw that, I was kind of like, okay, we've got the backing. People who know are vouching, and that's kind of important, especially in this kind of a community, because anybody can do whatever they want, So were you born in Titusville? Or?
I wasn't. My family, we're military, or we were military, so I was born in Alabama. I lived in 5 different states.
What part of Alabama?
Montgomery.
Okay.
Well, I just lived there for 6 months, but I've lived all over, and my dad retired here in Florida, so I've been here since I was 8 years old.
Okay, cool. My hometown is Pensacola, Florida, so
Awesome.
5 military bases within. In Montgomery, so will you buy Redstone Arsenal by chance? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think I was.
And I have friends of mine that were in the army that were stationed in Redstone Arsenal, it's right by Tennessee.
My dad was Air Force. I don't know the base over there, but yeah.
Have you seen the YouTube video where it shows the different branches of the military, and you have the army that, and they run over this like gate, and then the Marines go and they tackle the gate and they try to rip it off, and then it goes on, and then the Air Force just walks around the pole.
That's funny.
I have friends in all branches, and I always give them a hard time. So you kind of traveled around a lot. What was that you can remember? What was your favorite place to be?
I loved Wyoming. We lived there before Florida. That was one of my favorites just because the weather was always perfect there. I was always playing outside, and it was just like 75, like in the summer, at least what I remember. It wasn't like too bad, and I loved the seasons changing in the snow. So that's something I miss, and maybe one day we'll move somewhere where we actually have seasons,
right?
But we're enjoying Florida,
Right. So I've heard of people who live in the mountains and stuff like that. When they move here, it feels like everything's closed in because there's no open spaces.
Yeah.
So I can understand. I've lived in Florida my whole life except for 6 months, so I can definitely understand that. So when you were coming up, what kind of stuff did you do? Sports, music, anything that you did to keep yourself busy?
When I was in, growing up, I did gymnastics on and off. I did band. In middle school, I played the flute. I did chorus for a while. In high school, I did soccer and swimming. I was varsity on the swim team. Haven't done really much sports since then. And then when I started college, I just went right into my field that I was interested in.
So what school did you go to for nursing?
I went to Eastern Florida for nursing.
Well, I've known quite a few people that graduated from there. Some of them went on to become, I don't exactly know how it worked, but traveling nurses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends that do travel nursing.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, the stories they tell me. I'm like, really? And I go, oh, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine the life of a nurse because, what kind of a nurse were you, if you don't mind me asking?
I was an ICU nurse. So I worked in the ICU during COVID, and it was really crazy, and I was pregnant, and it was night shift, so I just got thrown like to the wolves, you know. That's where I started out, and it was a lot for me. It was my first year being married, you know. So I know I always wanted to be a nurse, but I felt like I was being pulled in another direction, especially when I had my daughter. So that's why I always like envisioned doing something else, you know. So thankfully, like Grace Giving Goods like happened, you know.
It's one of the greatest blessings we can get is when we wake up hungry to do something, wanting to do something. Because so many people, they wake up nowadays and they're like, oh, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
I gotta do this again, you know. And I always, no matter what I did, I always try to have a side passion project like this.
Yeah.
So it just kind of keeps me going. So you went into nursing. I'm sure you saw a lot of crazy things in the hospital. So when you said, you know what, time out, I gotta kind of take a step back. What was going through your mind? Because obviously you didn't go, oh, this is what I'm gonna do off the bat. So what was it? What was the process like? Because, and the reason why I'm asking is this: there are a lot of people out there, and they're always scared to take the jump because they spend so much time thinking and never acting. So what is it, the thought process that you had, and what was it that caused you to say, you know what, let's go. I'm not scared. Let's go. If I fail, I fail. Who cares? What was it?
I feel like it was just getting so hard in the ICU as a new nurse, and you know, during COVID and all that stuff. So I already felt like the challenge there. I was doing well though. Like, I'm someone that can adapt very well, but I wasn't like truly happy. I felt like I should be somewhere else. But the financial things were keeping me at my job. You know, I was like, I can't leave because I need to save money for my baby. I need, you know, because I was pregnant. So, you know, but one day something just happened, and I was just like, you know, I think this is my sign. Like, I've been asking for a sign, and I felt like it was my sign that I need to just leave, and immediately, like, I left. So, you know, I left in the right way, but I left, and you know, it took a while for Grace Giving Goods to come around. But you know, I knew I needed to be somewhere else, but that served me for a while, you know, and it's made me who I am today. And I might go back to nursing one day, but for now, this is what I'm really passionate about.
So what was when you were you got out of nursing and you kind of decided, hey, you know, I'm going to be going into something else now, because most people, they don't want to just sit around and do nothing. So what was the first concept that came to mind involving Grace Giving Goods?
Well, the first thing I did is I started babysitting, just doing things like that I could do easily while being pregnant. I was in my third trimester, and I was like, I need to do some easy stuff on my body. So I just babysat, tutored. You know, I actually helped a family that had a new daughter diagnosed with diabetes. And so that helped both of us, because they needed to learn about diabetes, and I was a nurse, and I needed to, you know, have money. So that helped, and you know, we created a friendship through that. And then after that ended, after I had Everly, I did my 3 months maternity leave, you know, just with my savings. And then I was like, I need to find something. I need to do something. So I looked and looked for a long time, couldn't find anything that was flexible. My daughter needed me to be at home because she had a lot of medical issues. At the time, she's doing much better now. So, you know, just over time, I feel like it was leading me to this, and I just feel like one day I just woke up and this was the idea, and it just happened, and it's crazy how it just came to me. But I asked my husband, I said, is this crazy? Should I just go for it? Like, I don't think anyone will buy anything. And he just said, well, you can't lose anything. Like, so
that's awesome to have that kind of support.
Yes.
And so along the so what was the first, we'll call it a product, but what was the first giving that you came up with?
It was strawberry jam, and it's funny because I hate strawberry jam.
Is that what I tried?
Yes, but I love mine. But I have always hated strawberry jam. My brother has loved it. I've loved grape, so my whole life. And it's funny because I just had the thought, make strawberry jam. And I was like, why am I making this? I don't like it. And I ate it, and it was delicious. And mine tastes much different than other, you know, jams. But, you know, that was what I had at my first event at Bold Cup Coffee. They gave me a vendor day, and I had that there, and we sold out, and it was
And thank you about Bold Cup Coffee, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it was awesome. And from there, I just expanded my menu, and I've had lots of customers. But my best seller has been my jams.
I tried it. It is so good. Oh, what was the other one that I tried? The one that you put in your coffee, the pumpkin.
Oh yes, we have pumpkin butter, and we put it
Oh,
in hot coffee. You can do whatever you want with it, but it makes up the best like pumpkin spice
I could just take a
coffee.
spoon and just go just eat it out of the jar.
Yeah, me
And I
too.
would.
Me too. It's sad because my husband, I used to make these things for us, and,
Right.
and now I'm like, don't touch it. Like this is for sale.
Right.
Like,
I bet you sometimes you go, this is not fair.
yes, you do.
Yeah. So everything I've tried has been absolutely fair. And one of the things, and it's like I told you when I was trying this stuff, I love the fact, okay, I should say, one of the things that I dislike the most about things that I eat, and remember I was in fine dining and all that stuff, is I don't like it when I have something on my plate or something on my spoon or whatever it is and I can't taste everything. And everything that I tried of yours, you can literally taste, it's not too sweet, it's not too this, it's not too, everything is as it should be.
Thank you.
You know, and that's one of the things, that's one of the key takeaways of someone who understands their craft. Because, to be perfectly honest, anybody could Google anything they wanted
Yes.
and come out with craft.
Yes.
And the fact that I'm sure you had a few times when you were like, nah, this isn't it. Nah, this isn't it. You know, and I'm sure your husband suffered through a bit. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
Better off now, but.
Yes.
So, okay, so how many products, goods, do you have all together right now? As far as if you were to make a menu.
We have a menu on Facebook actually,
Okay.
but I'm updating it because I've added more. I add like a few items every week that I come up with, but we have like over 30 items, and they can all be like customized. You know, I have lots of different jams. People ask me all these different flavors, and I can do pretty much any flavor that's in season. Lots of different flavors of granola, all that. So I'm just more focusing on the season. So now we're doing our like cookie mix jars and our hot chocolate mixes, fruit butters, granola, all stuff like that. So, and we're coming out with gift baskets. So if anyone wants to give anyone a gift for a birthday or holiday coming up, that would be an awesome way to give someone a gift.
One thing I do want to point out is, as you know, I'm a realtor, and we talked about it earlier. Guys, the gift baskets are huge, and especially like for example, of course you gauge your own clients and stuff like that depending on what it is that they want out of things. But like if you maybe create a subscription service, you know, something like that, to where if you could give a gift or whatever. Come on, realtors. I mean, and realtors are always looking for things like this. And not just realtors, just anybody, mortgage lenders, all kinds of people. You know, and that's definitely something that I can get behind right there. So I know that we were talking about how with the seasons and stuff. So one of the things that I was kind of happy to hear about is when we were talking about the seasons and you know, fall and different things grow in different times. So obviously it's just kind of like the sweetheart. She was always talking about her lemon cookies, but she just took them off because they're not in season for her anymore. You know, and when I talk to Dina over at Organic Girlie, or when I talk to Adam over at Shaquan's, and the list goes on. When I don't think people understand in general, the communities in general, don't understand, number one, how expensive it is, and number two, how, I don't want to say tedious because it kind of, I'll say tedious, how expensive and tedious it is to, number one, get the best products. Because again, you could grab any strawberries you wanted to, but are they going to be the best? And not only are they going to be the best, are they going to last in the shelf life that you need it to? You know, and all those things go in. It's not just I'm just going to grab stuff and just throw stuff together. What is it with all that? What is it, like let's say we're going into the fall season, right? What are you looking to try that you haven't done before?
Well, our newest items were the pumpkin butter and the apple butter.
Okay.
And so another
That pumpkin
one.
butter is so
Yeah.
good.
So
So
another
good.
one for winter. I'm still coming up with ideas for fall, but another one for winter I'm excited about are cranberries. So doing like an orange cranberry jam or something like that, because cranberries aren't in season right now. You can buy them at the store, but I want the fresh ones.
Right.
The great ones that are in season, and you know, we try to use well, we don't try, we do use local honey in most of our products, and our sauces and our granola, all that. So we just are all about trying to stay as local as we can. I don't want to claim that we're all organic, but we do try to get everything organic as close as we can, and we're all about, you know, making the environment clean. So actually, I also have a program where if you bring your jar back, you get a discount on your future purchase.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we try not to have anything that's going to pollute the environment.
Right.
You know, obviously there's some things you can't help, but you know, we have the glass mason jars. Everything's recyclable, so you don't have to bring it back. But that would be awesome to keep the environment clean.
That
and
is awesome.
Get a discount on your future purchase.
See, that just kind of shows that you've been putting a lot of thought into this, you know, and the people in general who put that much thought and that much passion into things, they tend to do pretty well for themselves in the long run, you know, and that makes my heart happy. It really does. So when with the mason jars and everything, you know, I don't want to say 1, 2, 3. I can only think of maybe a handful of people that even put that much thought into how everything goes. You know what I mean? Everything from design, which is very simple, and I love it. It's almost like a simple rustic.
Yes.
You know, and the vibe is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, y'all gotta try it. When's your next Sunday?
Yes, my next event is this Sunday, September 18th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And I'm actually joining the farmers markets at Vieira Park Farmers Market. So I'll be there in October, the first Friday. I think it's October 8th.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm hoping to join more farmers markets and places like that.
Have you given any thought to any like co-ops and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have given thought. We haven't expanded that far yet, but we definitely have, and there's a lot more to come from Grace Giving Goods. You know, we're starting to sell our merchandise and all that stuff, because it's not just the food, it's like a lifestyle. You know?
Right, absolutely.
So, you know, hopefully everyone can get behind that.
Have you thought about Rock Village Gardens?
Yes, so many people have recommended farmers markets, Rock Village Gardens, all these different stores, 321 Produce. So it's definitely something we're interested in, and we'll be reaching out to them.
Okay, perfect. Because I just did a segment on experience it with Rock Village Gardens.
Awesome.
Because Cypress Kitchen just moved out of there and just opened up their own,
Mm-hmm.
which was another awesome thing to see. Local
Mm-hmm.
branching out and being able to do something, and that's it. I just love this whole area,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things you find in the Space Coast is that's the other thing that I really love. I've lived in Miami, I've lived in Pensacola, I've lived in big cities and small towns and everything. And this area in the Space Coast is one of the only places that it's the only place I can think of. I'm not saying it is the only place. The only place that I can think of which one local business will turn around and ask another local business, hey, why don't you come and you know, let's partner up, or let's just, you can sell out of mine for whatever, or a drop-off location, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully when it's extended to you, you'll be able to extend it to some other people when you start to.
Yeah, we've been very thankful that Bold Cup Coffee has been working with us. My husband actually used to be like a manager at Bold Cup Coffee, so we know the owner
I was about to ask,
well.
how did that start?
Yeah, so we know the owner very well. So he just offers stuff to us. You know, Alex, he's great. So yeah, he lets me come there whenever I want to, and so far it's every 2 weeks on the weekend, but I'm sure we'll be going there more. It's hard, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do all myself, so I try to make it work, but you know.
And being a stay-at-home mom is just hard enough as it is. And then I remember during COVID, because I had a job, and then because I'm deaf, everybody wore masks, and my job relied on me talking to people, which was a whole nother. So I ended up staying home, and you go stir crazy.
Yeah.
And I had the kid and trying to get them to do school. And I was just the same walls. It was just driving me nuts. So the fact that you have something to kind of
focus on.
It helped, and it's a great relief. Even though you're in the same spot, it's still a relief.
I know. I didn't grow up cooking or baking or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my family didn't do it that much. You know, we went out to eat a lot, which I enjoyed. We just weren't used to that. So, you know, when I moved in with my husband when we got married, I wanted to cook for my family. I just wanted to take on that role. So I just taught myself, and I failed a lot, but you know, eventually, you know, got better. So.
Right. But see, it's passion that carries you through.
Yes.
And I bet that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are days when you wake up and you're like, I don't want to wake up.
Yeah.
I'm done. You know. But most of the time, I'm sure you wake up and you go, oh, especially when you find that new thing. That wait a minute, can I do this? Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I know you're in Titusville. But where are you looking to try to expand to, for example? If you could pick another city to also be in.
So Right now we just work with Vieira. You know, I can deliver anywhere. We just charge $2 for delivery fee, or you can pick up in my home for free. But we do work with Vieira, you know, Bold Cup and now the Vieira Park Market. I'd love to be in Rockledge, you know, in between, and then branch further out. Malvern, you know, Palm Bay. Like eventually I'd love to be all over Brevard County.
Right.
So I can only be in so many places at once. So
Right,
we're
right.
trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, soon enough you will.
Yeah.
Soon enough you will.
Mhm.
And it's the baby steps. And once you start catching wildfire, you'll be just fine. I promise.
Thank
I
you.
promise. So, with that said, are you looking to do anything else besides food with Grace Giving Goods? Have you anything that you thought of?
The only thing I've thought of is just the merchandise. You know, if someone wants to get a shirt, they can get a discount on a feature product. We have bags, shirts. I've made onesies for my daughter, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if people would be interested in that. You know, the baskets idea. I was also interested in possibly doing like a recipes. Not all my recipes, but some of my recipes as gifts to people for baskets and things that they could. You know, have just a few recipes, and that would be awesome to give to someone to try for them to make, to share, because I'm all about sharing. You know, we want to show grace through our goods.
Right, absolutely. So how did the name come about, though?
Yeah,
That's a really awesome name, by the way.
I think my husband named it actually, and a lot of people actually come up to me and they're like, "Oh, is your name Grace?" And I was like, "No, that would be cool though, but no, my name is not Grace. It's Savannah." But we named it Grace Giving Goods because we want to show God's grace through our goods. So, you know, and we've already received lots of messages just randomly. I didn't know how much our goods impacted people, but they'll just say, "Wow, like that really made my day," or "This reminds me of growing up," or you know, just things like that. You just don't think about how just a jar of jam can like impact someone. So, you know.
Yeah, that is really cool. I think it's gonna take off way bigger than you. You could be the next Paula Dean.
Oh, thank you.
During the good times.
Yes.
During the good times. Yeah, during the good times. Martha, or whoever. I don't even know. I should just stop mentioning people.
No, that's good.
But so you mentioned that you have your little daughter, right? When she gets older, have you thought about like maybe making like a? I'm just trying to think while you're talking. Like making like a little kids thing where kids can learn how to do this stuff?
Yeah, that would be a great idea. I'd love, like, she's 10 and a half months old, so once she's fully walking and able to watch me cook and all that stuff, I'd love to incorporate her in watching. I'm not going to have her.
You should make a YouTube series.
Yes, I thought of that. I thought of
do it.
Having people watch me do my stuff, you know, so I'll have to figure all the editing out and stuff like that, but that was something I was really interested in because I love watching videos like that, and it really grabs your attention, you know, and it makes it seem kind of easier to do. So,
that's awesome.
Maybe we will do that.
Yeah, you could also teach classes. You could do. I mean, there's so many ways you can go with this.
Yeah, that would be great.
And I get the feeling you would be a really good teacher. So
thank you.
You could do that. I think you would. I think you would knock it out of the park. I'm sure. You know, and one of my I shouldn't say one of my favorite things because you don't really want it. But one of my favorite things is when you just fly off the cuff. You screw up, you don't screw up. Who cares? It's a great memory. You look back, you laugh, you cry, whatever. You know. So I'm sure. Just like with anything else, when you first start doing it, it's a little weird because you're not used to doing it. But then after you do it for a while, it's just kind of like, you know, it's not so bad.
Yeah, we kind of just like took off real quick. I just started, I started posting it on Facebook. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and then it just went from there. And every day I post like multiple things. I'm sure some of my followers are tired of seeing my stuff. But you know, it just full on putting my passion into this, and you know, hopefully it'll pay off. It already has, but you know.
So where can they find you on Instagram and Facebook?
So we're just called Grace Giving Goods. So you can just type that in on Facebook and Instagram, and then you can come to any of our events that we have. We're always posting the events online, and meet us that way. That would be a great way to connect with you guys.
Okay, perfect. Well, I know that you gotta get back to your little daughter because I know she's gonna be getting up in just a minute. I just really do want to thank you for taking the time to come out here, for me to come out here, and do this interview. I was kind of looking forward to doing it for a while, and now that I actually got to do it, I'm very thankful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me into your home. I really think you're gonna get somewhere, and I'm gonna try to see if I can link you up with some people, and because it takes a village, right?
Yes, it does.
And when you have the village and everybody's together the same, it kind of helps out, makes life a little bit easier, you know. Not just in money, but also support, and also, hey, this story, you won't believe this happened, and whatever, lessons learned, so to speak. But Savannah, I'm really happy that you got to do this. God's never late, right?
Yes.
So I think I'm very thankful, and I know that you are too.
Yes, thank you.
So maybe next time we do an interview or we meet up, I'll get to meet your husband. Sounds like a
My
fantastic
daughter.
guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
is.
got to meet her for a
He's
little bit.
awesome.
And your little terror, I thought they were going to take me. What was your dog's name?
My dog, Coco.
Coco. Coco, I walk in. Coco thinks she's going to do something. Did it he?
It's a girl.
Okay. She thinks she's going to do something. Luckily, I have experience with Maddie. She's a little Yorkie poo.
She's sweet. She just has a big bark, but it's that.
Yeah, they always do. It's always big until they want to get pet. And then it's back out. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us to get the 3, 2, 1 on Grace Giving Goods. And I'm here with Savannah. If you guys have any questions, all the information is going to be down, and you can look, and there's going to be hashtags, links, Facebook, Instagram, anything. I'm going to try to see if there's a way that I can also do a link for the menu as well. That way, when you change it, you could just throw it in instead of having to change the link. And then we can just go from there. If you guys have any questions, you're going to know where to find her. But again, as always, support local, stay local. It takes a village. So thank you guys again for coming and getting the 3, 2, 1 on Grace Giving Goods. Talk to you guys later. Bye.